What it do? How you doing? I am back with another video. Today, EandE family, I'm showing you how to make a yellow cake with chocolate frosting. Don't go nowhere. So this recipe is going to start with 2.5 sticks of room temperature softened butter. To my 2 sticks of butter, I'm going to add 1 cup of granulated sugar. Okay, so we're going to get our paddle down into our mixer. We're going to mix this until the sugar and butter is light and fluffy. So for about 1 to 2 minutes. So to our butter and sugar, we are going to add 3 room temperature eggs. And as always, EandE fam, if you don't feel comfortable cracking your eggs over the bowl, crack them in a separate bowl so that you can look for any shells or imperfections. So that's 3 room temperature eggs. Now we'll get this mixed around with our butter and our sugar for about another 1 to 2 minutes until it's well incorporated. So I forgot to add our other wet ingredient, guys, vanilla. So we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So now it's time to add our dry ingredients. Have my sifter here, and we're going to get all our dry ingredients added to the sifter and sift. So we're going to start with 2 1/4 cup of flour. I'm using cake flour, but you definitely can use your all-purpose flour. That's 2 1/4 cup of flour or cake flour. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Also to this, I'm going to add 1 package of vanilla pudding. It makes your cakes so moist and delicious if you add a package of vanilla pudding. You can definitely leave this part out if you don't want to add that, but I'm telling you, it makes all the difference in the world. So we're going to get that added. So now we're going to sift all of our dry ingredients. So we've got our our bowl back on our stand. And now we're going to put our paddle back down into our bowl. And we're going to slowly add in, this is about 1 to 1.5 cups of room temperature buttermilk. So we're going to turn our mixer on slowly so it doesn't go flying all over the place. And we're going to add our buttermilk in. So we're going to combine this until everything is combined for about 1 to 2 minutes. You do not want to overmix, because if you overmix, you're going to have a very tough cake. So for about 1 to 2 minutes, just until everything is well combined. So say you wanted your cake batter a little more yellow than it is, because it is a yellow cake mix after all. You can add a few drops of yellow food coloring. Just like that. Simple and easy. So I went back and forth with myself if I should turn these into cupcakes or a tier cake. We're doing tier cakes today. So I have a little baker's joy. Oil and flour in a can makes it easier for you. And we're just going to spray, because we don't want our cake to stick, the sides and the bottom. Just like that. Both pans. And then next, guys, we're going to get our spatula. Make sure we get down in the bottom. Make sure we got everything incorporated. And we're going to evenly distribute the cake batter between the 2 pans. So we got our cake batter into our pans. We're going to give her a shimmy and a shake, because we want to make sure that everything is settled. And then we're going to tap lightly. And this is what your unbaked yellow cakes should look like. So we're going to bake these in a 350-degree oven until the toothpick in the center comes out clean. When we come back, I'm going to show you how to make the chocolate frosting for these yellow cakes. Don't go nowhere. So next we're going to get started on our buttercream frosting. And for this, I have 2.5 sticks of butter. 2.5 sticks of butter, we're going to add powdered sugar. Now, as I always tell you, EandE fam, the amount of powdered sugar you add to your butter to make your frosting, it depends on the amount of sweetness you like. So I'm going to start with about 2 cups of powdered sugar, and I'm just eyeballing this, but you definitely can take out your measuring cups for this. We're going to get our paddle, or actually our whisk attachment. You can use your paddle attachment, but I like the fluffiness that a whisk attachment gives to frosting. So I'm going to put my whisk attachment down into our bowl. And we're going to get this started. I'm going to drizzle in a little room temperature milk as this whips up for me. We may not add the whole thing. We might add only maybe a tablespoon, but we'll see. So let's get started. Okay, so before I do a taste test, we're going to add in our cocoa powder. So we're going to add in about a half cup of cocoa powder. If you like your frosting a little bit more chocolatey than that, you definitely can add more. But I'm going to add this and get it combined in, and then we'll do a taste test because cocoa powder is very bitter, and we may need to add more powdered sugar than I added. So, and I'm just eyeballing this as well. Not pulling out my measuring cups. So let's do our taste test. I went ahead and added a little bit more powdered sugar while it was mixing. But that is pretty much spot on, if I'm going to say so myself. So I'm going to scrape down the sides of my bowl one more time because I want to make sure we got everything incorporated. Give her another whirl. And then make sure this is the consistency that I wanted, because I may want it a little thinner so that it's more spreadable. So this is the consistency that I like my chocolate frosting. It's good for spreading, good for piping. So our cakes are back here cooling. Y'all been here before. When we come back, we're going to get a taste of this yellow cake with chocolate frosting. You don't want to miss this, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Beautiful, isn't it? I mean, she came out beautiful. Look at that. I added a little yellow food coloring just to give it a little bit more yellow tinge. You don't have to do that, but I did. Beautiful. Let's get a taste. Baby, she is moist. Oh! That package of pudding, besides using cake flour, y'all know how I feel about cake flour versus all-purpose flour. But that package of pudding makes all the difference in the world. There's light. It's absolutely amazing. That chocolate frosting, perfection. Neither one, not too sweet. Just the perfect amount of sweetness. Try it out. I'm telling you. Your friends, your family, they're going to love this. As I always tell you, EandE family, I promise you, they will not be disappointed. That's it for today, EandE fam. Like, share, comment on this video. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification so that you can be notified when a new video is uploaded. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. The links are in the description box below. And as always, EandE fam, don't forget to live a little and love a lot. Y'all be easy. Tell me, this is the entire cake. I can show you guys. Try it out. I don't steer you wrong.